camera hung up is operational. Something's really been using this trail, which deer and bear. Solid bench in the woods. In Illinois, where I grew up, and this is still, you can still do this today, but prior to the call-in, your harvest, you would actually take deer to a check-in station. Welcome to Time by the Tent. Another weekend here up at the land. Just got up here, back to car, up to our place. Just kind of doing a once-over. Everything looks as it was when I left last weekend. Just has come a rain shower. I don't know, probably 30 minutes before I got up here, so everything's kind of dribbling water right now. Gonna get a quick, eat real quick, and this weekend, just gonna try to bust out as many jobs on the list as possible. We got about 8 weeks left before opener of archery season. Won't be up here one of those 8 weeks weekends, so got 7 weekends basically get everything done and see what we can get accomplished. Gotta take this one camera that I had as a backup to the regular camera, get it back in the woods, go back in the woods, trim some trails, check some tree stands. I gotta get the flag up. Gotta trim out some of these trees here because every time the wind blew, it would cause the camera to fire off. So gonna have to get those out of the way, and that's gonna open up that a little bit more to see what's beyond there. Had a raccoon come through here last night or 2 nights ago that triggered the camera. I was looking at some of the video. I won't pull that yet. So if you'll come with me, I'll show you kind of as I'm doing things. Not really a how-to, but here's what I'm doing in order to get as many things done as possible this weekend. So whenever archery season comes, bow camp comes, it's focused on that. And then when we're not hunting, we can just sit around the fire and enjoy the fall here in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. So thank you for coming along. If you do have any questions, feel free to always put them in the comments below. We'll answer them, create a video on that answer if need be, because other people probably will have that same question as well. I got a quick eat in. Now I'm going to head down. There's an elm tree. We talked about this several times over the last multiple episodes that I want to cut and bring up one full load, not this wing, but just get it cut, of hardwood to stack by the tent for those really cold nights. Like muzzleloader season last year, it was 5, well, even deer camp, it was in the high teens. For gun season and muzzleloader camp, it was just as cold. So I'll take you around here. It's a little precarious because part of the tree is what they call barber chaired naturally. You gotta come down here and weed eat around where the driveway is. So I'll show you here. That one there. So the plan is to go lower on it and cut to where it will naturally fall, and then I can clean that up. So I would bring the SUV here, I create a trail and load it up whenever Holly comes up. So I got a little bit hacked off of that. A little pile here. Now another tank full. I gotta change this blade. This blade is completely dull and it's smoking whenever I'm cutting, which is even worse because it's dull. And I gotta be careful how I cut because I don't know where the pressure point is to where that's gonna roll off. So I gotta take little pieces at a time But I would like to get a pile twice, another pile, or add to this pile that much more, and I think would be okay. This is the trail in which I cut a couple of weeks ago. That's going to lead to Holly's blind. So what I'm going to work on, well, that might be what I need right there. Halfway through here, I'm going to make a little bench. One, you could sit on it or not. Two, if she needs a break, needs somewhere to sit as she gets in here, certainly will be able to do so. So I am going to put it right here. Going to cut all the components and then come back in here with the post hole digger and put them in the ground so it's very firm, and it won't tip over anything with whatever conditions. So that's the plan. Let's see how well I can execute it with all this down brush and debris. It doesn't need to be elaborate, just needs to be simplistic, and that's what I'm looking for. All right, those are the components. That's the seat. Those I'll put in the ground. Have the seat about, was it 14 inches off the ground. Nice little bench to sit here. When the leaves come off, this would be a good little spot to sit for hunting. So I'll come back to this. I'm going to go back over here and cut some more down trees that are in the trail, getting to one of the tree stands that came down the ice storm back in February. So when I get done with that, if I have gas left over, I got another trail, but then I'll come back and you can help me put this together. Well, before I get that bench put together, sun is on the downward trajectory. It's like almost 5 o'clock. Days are going to be getting shorter. I just think come late November, December, it's dark at this time. So right now we've got, light till around 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go hang this trail camera, that backup one that was at camp, since the one at camp is now functioning correctly, since all the ants got moved or left. Alright, got that camera hung up. It was operational. Something's really been using this trail, which deer and bear. I cleaned it out. Oh, what was it? Mid-April. And because I couldn't walk down it, just all the stuff from the ice storm. So it's good to think it's getting used. A lot of travel routes around here, or these trails are getting used heavily. The ones I recut and from all the debris that came down. So I'm very pleased with that. Of course, deer are going to move in the path of least resistance too. So heading out to finish that stool on that trail. Got a little backpack. I don't know where it came from. A little strap, two-strap backpack. Definitely an item to have at your campsite, your permanent homestead. I've got the hand chainsaw in there, several nails, hammer, tape measure. Makes it a lot easier to transport things. I'll put trail cameras in there. Makes it a lot easier. So we'll get out here and get this bench put together. I moved it down about 15 yards closer this way, so it had more of a halfway point. Get the other one in, nail it in, and then we're going to call it quits for the day. Dealing with really sandy soil, that's what we have up here in the Northwoods. You got maybe an inch of topsoil, and then it's just like digging on the beach. much better. There we go. That's solid. Bench in the woods. This wouldn't be a bad little place to sit for deer season. If you're new to the channel, this is our little rinse off shower area. How we do it is we take our 20,000 BTU propane burner, double burner, and a pot of water, which I'm just getting it from the tarp. Most times, if we don't have tarp water, we'll use the water we bring in because we're in a dry camp. And then I've got a pump and a nozzle, and that's how it goes. I'm super hot, super sweaty, as you can see, but I am not. That water is still too cold for me to dive in. I want it to be a little bit warm so it's not such a shock to my system. So that is our little setup on how we rinse off. And then in the late fall, early winter, we're going to have a system set up inside of our wall tent on doing it doing this way, but having a drain pan. So just so you are aware, if you keep hearing me say that and you don't know what I'm talking about. Feel much better after the shower, rinse off, whatever you want to call it. Getting the fire going here. Gonna cook. I had 2 thick pork chops that I butterflied. We'll cook those, and whatever I don't eat I can wrap up and take home, or I may eat it tomorrow for lunch. Having problems getting the fire going, so I use some assistance, lighter fluid and leaf blower. It seems to be going now. Really nice evening. Dew point is like 62, and it's supposed to be in the low 50s tomorrow, or tonight into tomorrow. So I'll show you what these pork chops look like. I don't think I'm going to fix baked beans or peas or anything. I can always decide to do that later. Just really hot. The shower did cool me down, but just not feeling it to make extra things. Had a heck of a time keeping that fire going, but did get it cooked. Put a little barbecue sauce on it and call it good. And other than that, I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Got some stuff to do around camp. And then we'll see what we can get accomplished there. Good morning. Nice night last night. Pleasant in the tent. This at the bow range here. Got 2 bows. This is the one I'm hunting with. This is a bear bow. I don't know the model specifically. I'd have to look at the paperwork. This is my very first bow ever. Hoyt Mystic Rebel from 1997-98 model. Have not shot it since probably 2007. Took it to a bow shop, had it all fixed, checked over, new string, the whole deal. So we're going to shoot it for the first time. I don't have a stabilizer on it yet. That's coming. So we're just going to go at 10 yards and see how this thing works. Got carbon arrows. Never had carbon arrows for this bow. If you're familiar with archery, back in the day, aluminum was all the rage, which that was the only thing there was. And then carbon came along. I had 23 15 arrows, which was like bigger than a number 2 pencil. So we'll see how. I haven't pulled this bow back since like 2008 either. So we'll see how. I mean, I haven't shot. I've pulled it back since it's got worked on. Woo! 10 yards it sighted in. That's got some power behind it. I'll try 20 and 30 and see how that goes. Now, will I hunt with this bow? No. This thing's like twice as heavy as the bow that I've got. That bear bow that I've got. So, it's nice that it's firing. I got 2 deer with this bow. Let's see. I got this bow in summer of 98. And I believe, and you know, it's hard to keep records when you don't have digital Facebook and all that stuff. I know for certain I got a deer in 2003. I don't know, possibly 2004. I don't know. I've got a button. In Illinois, you got little buttons. Every time you got a harvest, you checked it in before the call-in stuff. And I've got a button for 2004, but I've got pictures from 2003, so I don't know. So for certain, 2. But anyway, 98 to 2007, I hunted and got 2, maybe 3. And then with the bear bow, we got it in July of 2023, and I drew back one time in the woods and got a deer in fall of 2023, and I never pulled the bow back at all last year in the woods. So I'm going to shoot this old bow around and see how that works. Here's the difference between the 2 bows. Left bow is what I'm hunting with. Right bow is the old one that I had from A3 graduation. You're looking at, 6+ inches shorter. And this one is about half the weight of that one. Even without the stabilizer on the one on the right, the Mystic Rebel. Happy they're both operational. Really haven't done a whole lot of exciting video content quality activities. One of the things I am working on is the buttons for my bulletin board. Now, if you're not familiar, in Illinois, where I grew up, and this is still, you can still do this today, but prior to the call in your harvest, you would actually take deer to a check-in station. They would get the information, you know, what did you see, how many did you see, this, that, and other, and then you would get a button for your harvest. And these are the ones in which I had acquired. I've lost the 98 one, which I'm customizing a new one. 2002, don't know where that one went. 2003, don't know where that one went. So I'm reprinting them. These are just metal buttons, 1 inch in diameter. So I found some button making material off Amazon where you can print something and then snap it together, and you can put it on your lapel. So I'm taking images that I found online for the Illinois ones, and then I'm going to fill in the blanks with pins that I don't have. Now, I could certainly go on eBay and buy the pins that I'm missing, but the 98 pin, the 2002, the 2000, that's like $60 for 3 pins, free shipping. I'm not going to do that. I can make my own. And then in Wisconsin, there was no such thing as that. I think at some point somebody or something in years past had some type of pins, because you can find them on the internet, on eBay. Only thing Wisconsin offers now is your first deer harvest, or your turkey, or bobcat, bear. You can fill out an application, send it to the DNR, and they will send you a piece of paper with the image of it and information that you can put in a frame and hang it up. So I am creating Wisconsin buttons for myself and for Holly whenever she is able to harvest a deer, and we each get a button. I've created them for past years that I have harvested deer the last 2 years, and then for this year. So it's kind of a fun project that I've got, since nobody else is doing it. I'm doing it myself for just Holly and myself, my wife and myself. So this is what I'm doing off of Canva. You see the ones up there that I'll print off, and then these here I created, and I'll get those printed. The blue, I think I might want to change the blue, but that's the project that I'm working on for fun. I still need a 2007, print that off, and then got for gun with the bullet, and then bow is always going to be green with an arrow and the year. 2025, those are for potential this year. Well, that will do it. Another weekend here off of the land. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, with me, and all of us collectively. If you've made it this far, let's put bow in the comments below to let me know you made it this far, since we are shooting the bow, or the bows. Very happy to have that other one up and operational. Kind of neat for that. So until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.